Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Lessons Beyond Classroom. I'm your host Akshaya and today we are here with someone whose occupation is a dream to many software engineering students. Let's welcome Mr. Sai Bharath, who's currently working as a principal engineer at Amazon.
Hi, thanks for having me here.
Can you walk us through your journey into software engineering?
After passing out 12th, I did not know whether I should choose computer science or electronics because after passing out 12th, I had no clue of what I wanted to do in life.
Were there any turning points in your life that shaped your growth?
Honestly, I don't believe in miracles. I don't believe in okay, here is one turning point that changed my life completely.
So we know that software ecosystem is growing drastically. So what are the skills that you would recommend students, who are aiming for a job like yours?
To grow into a job like mine requires extended periods of effort and growth in the industry itself. But since you're college students, I would say that from your perspective.
That's amazing, sir. You're more like a practical person. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Lessons Beyond Classroom. I'm your host Akshaya and today we are here with someone whose occupation is a dream to many software engineering students. Let's welcome Mr. Sai Bharath, who's currently working as a principal engineer at Amazon. His journey from college to becoming a leader in one of the most reputed tech companies is commendable. So let's dive into his story and learn few valuable lessons along the way.
Hi, thanks for having me here.
Welcome to our podcast. I'm really happy to have you here. So to begin with, can you walk us through your journey into software engineering and how you eventually became a principal engineer?
Wow. So my journey actually began with selecting my degree itself. Whether after passing out 12th, I did not know whether I should choose computer science or electronics because after passing out 12th, I had no clue of what I wanted to do in life. So at that time, one thing I did was talk to my friends, family on what degrees were relevant at that point in time and what were the job opportunities of people who've graduated. And at that time, 2008, we had the Great Recession. So the recession was actually just beginning at that point in time. People were losing jobs left, right, and center. But the fascination towards tech still existed because right from the dot-com boom, if you see in the early 2000s, with the dot-com boom, a lot of jobs in IT grew and people started seeing a lot of those opportunities come to India. There were a lot of industries set up here in Hyderabad. So that prompted me to choose computer science in the first place. And then my journey from there has been exponential. So I've chosen computer science and it felt like this is the place I want to be and this is the degree that I want to pursue. I studied this degree with all the passion that I had, especially coding was like a piece of cake for me. I used to do very well in labs. I do not like theoretical subjects in my engineering. Never liked them even now. But labs is something that I thoroughly enjoyed. So Unix, Java, C, C++, all of these labs I scored 100%. I finished my graduation. One thing after you finish your graduation is what should I do next, right? A lot of my seniors pursued different opportunities. Some of them went abroad. Some of them pursued jobs right after college. We had placements. I always wanted to go abroad. This was my dream. I went abroad, did my master's, and then worked for a couple of companies. I worked for ETS, if you've heard of GRE, TOEFL, these examinations. That company, ETS, Educational Testing Services. I worked for that company for a couple of years before moving to Amazon. And at Amazon, I started off as an entry-level software engineer, and then I grew within the company to becoming a principal engineer. I can explain more about my journey in the later half of the interview, but that is how my career grew.
So this new term to us, principal engineer, What exactly does a principal engineer do on a day-to-day basis, and how does it make it different from a senior software engineer or an engineering manager?
Principal engineer is an engineering leader in the organization. So they set the trend of where the organization should go next. When I say organization, actually, if Amazon has like different verticals. So you have Amazon devices, which is one vertical. Then you have AWS web services, which is another vertical, and retail is another vertical. Then we have another vertical, which is advertising. So these are like the pillars of Amazon, like 4 pillars. And within these devices organization, you have Ring, Zoox. So Ring is your doorbells, cameras, all of these companies that Amazon has acquired. Then you have Zoox, which is a self-driving car company which Amazon acquired. Then you have Kindle. Then you have Alexa. Then you have Fire TV. So all of these are again like sub-verticals within the devices organization. And within Alexa, like again, we work in a part of Alexa which is responsible for dispatching responses to the device, of providing audio or visual responses. So in Alexa, like in this space or in this organization, I'm the engineering leader, and I'm supposed to set the path forward for what the industry standards are. And what are the upcoming technologies that we should adopt within the company and deliver to our customers. Being a product-based company, you have to think ahead, like because you don't know what customers want, right? Being a product-based company, imagine you're building an iPhone. You don't really know what your customers really want. So you have to imagine on behalf of the customers and make sure you build the products that they need, which they don't even know that they want. So that is the job of being a principal engineer in setting a direction. Whereas a senior engineer is someone who leads a team of probably 10 or 15 people, whereas a principal engineer leads an organization of 50 or 60 odd people. And an engineering manager is more a people manager. So you have also an engineering manager is at various levels. Like you have a team's engineering manager who's responsible for managing people within the team and also managing like let's say your team owns a set of projects, right? So any requirements or any inputs that project needs, manager is the face of that team. So he's going to go talk to external customers who want to use that product or service, and then and he also manages people within the team. So that is the role of an engineering manager. He's more like a face of a team. He's not really into coding or designing or day-to-day activities. But whereas a principal engineer or a senior engineer is responsible for coding, designing, building these systems which are supposed to work at scale.
Sir, as you said, principal engineer means you're a leader. So being a leader comes with a lot of responsibilities. So what does technical leadership mean to you?
Well, technical leadership means you're at top of you're on top of all of the industry trends that are happening, and make sure you bring those ideas to the foreground to the team, such that the team adopts them and implements and uses these ideas or uses these tech innovations that are happening within the scope of the product that you're working on. There are a lot of buzzwords being used in the industry like AI, LLMs, but a job of an engineering leader is, how do I use that technology within my organization? How does that new technology that is coming up fit into the products and things that I own as a team, right? So a job of an engineering leader is to bring those technologies into the organization and make sure you use them and adopt them and deliver new innovations to these customers. So it's bringing those creative ideas. So you need to have a lot of creative juices flowing to bring those ideas into the foreground and make sure that you deliver whatever the team needs or whatever your customers don't even know about to those customers. Yeah.
That's great, sir. Sir, were there any turning points in your life that shaped your growth?
Honestly, I don't believe in miracles. I don't believe in okay, here is one turning point that changed my life completely. Honestly, life is what I believe truly is in hard work. So I don't believe in results per se. Honestly, I don't care about the results. Like, if people criticize me, I take that as a challenge to improve myself on a day-to-day basis. That is always the person I am. So if you ask me if there is a turning point, the answer is no. I always try to do my best and give my 100% in whatever work that I do. So that is what keeps me going. And if I face criticism, I take that as a positive and use that to fuel myself to grow even more.
That's amazing, sir. You're more like a practical person. So we know that software ecosystem is growing drastically. So what are the skills that you would recommend students, who are aiming for a job like yours?
I mean, to grow into a job like mine requires like extended periods of like effort and growth in the industry itself. But since you're college students, I would say that from your perspective, try to keep up with the industry trends and see what is happening out there. There are a lot of like good websites even in India, like Skillshare. I see initiatives being conducted in your school as well, where people are being taught like practical technologies like AWS certifications, Salesforce certifications. So all of these certifications will help you progress way ahead than your peers, right? Just sticking with your course curriculum, like finishing your exams, going home, and then graduating will not give you like high-paying jobs. So one thing in today's market, the competition is fierce. And the barrier to entry for tech companies is very low. Like even a high school graduate sitting in front of a laptop without any degree can use ChatGPT and AI technologies that are out there to teach himself or herself new frameworks that are coming out there, right? I don't need to sit in a classroom and for 8 hours a day to basically learn Python or to learn data structures and algorithms. I can do that by sitting on my couch, holding a laptop, and then just asking ChatGPT to teach me some of these courses that are needed for the industry, right? So the barrier to entry for tech is like actually very low. Like even a high school grad, as I said, can learn these things and enter into the industry. Like honestly, like I don't need a degree to apply for a job these days. So one thing I would recommend is, since you guys are graduating from reputed colleges, don't just focus on your curriculum. Focus on getting these external certifications done. Talk to people in the industry, talk to your alumni who have graduated recently or in the last couple of years on what certifications. Keep in touch with your alumni network to focus on what is the latest set of technologies that they're using. Stay relevant, and these certifications will help you land like high-paying jobs.
That's great, sir. So we know that AI is the hot topic lately. So in your perspective, is AI a double-edged sword? Is it a boon to humankind, or is it secretly destroying it?
So AI, I would say, like when we had the Industrial Revolution, right? And people invented steam. Like when the steam engine was invented, like that was a big revolution, because now suddenly you can start transporting goods from A to B within a very short distance, right? Within a very short span of time. And then came the internet, which changed everything. Now you can start communicating with people from different parts of the globe. So AI is such a revolution. People don't even realize it. It's as big as the Industrial Revolution and as big as the internet. The reason I say that is most of the mundane jobs that I'll give you a few examples of things that AI will replace, right? Think of all the call centers that you have today, right? The basic role of a call center is you're given a templated set of questions that a customer could potentially ask, right? And and the customer can ask these questions in varying combinations, right? So let's say Amazon is a classic example, right? Hey, my product was not delivered, or something along those lines, and this is how the questioning starts. And you follow a certain templated process to arrive at a certain conclusion that, okay, your product is missing, or it got delivered someplace else, or something like that happened, right? So AI can learn this template and basically can do a better job at humans in arriving at a conclusion, if it's trained on this particular data. So all call center jobs can be eliminated by training AI agents on these templates. So that is one category of jobs that'll get eliminated very soon. So just like these category of jobs, I can name n number of categories that will get eliminated with AI. Soon you will have like AI bots talking to each other, AI content creators. You're already seeing a lot of content being flooded in the market. Like you see a lot of apps. So I recently had a friend who basically did something called as vibe coding. I don't know if you've heard of that term, but vibe coding is basically you use ChatGPT or any other AI bot to basically ask it to create an app. And one such app is my friend asked it to create a push-up app, and it just created an app that basically recorded the number of push-ups he did every single day. So with vibe coding, you can create websites, you can create your own apps, you can create your own websites. And yeah, you can do it just by typing a normal query to ChatGPT, and it can basically create an app and publish an app for you on behalf of you. So that's how powerful AI is. So it can write code for you. So entry level software engineering positions, people are already having a very hard time finding entry level software engineering positions. You can have Copilot or Amazon Q write n number of lines of code. Like you just have to describe the problem, it will read your project code already, and it will start making those changes as well. Like so you have like so many different jobs that can be taken by AI, which is why AI is revolutionary. But again, I don't want to paint a pedantic picture or a pessimistic picture of the world. There'll be new jobs created. We just don't know what those jobs are at this moment.
Yes, sir, that's great. So, in your respective field, is there an extent to AI? Are there any limitations post which humans are like indispensable and AI becomes irrelevant?
Humans are indispensable or AI is indispensable?
Humans become, yeah, and AI is irrelevant.
Irrelevant. Oh my God. So in my field, I work on Alexa. So my job is to build a very powerful personal assistant, which can do literally anything that you ask as a customer, right? So Alexa started off using traditional ML models, but now we've just launched Alexa Plus, which is an agentic version of Alexa. I can explain about agentic AI a little bit later, but if you think of agentic AI, it can basically invoke services. Like let's say you want to order food from Swiggy, right? I can just say order biryani or something else from Swiggy just by giving this voice command, and it knows your preferences and everything else, and it places an order on behalf of you. So an agentic AI basically is very smart, is personal, is aware, and we've actually demonstrated in a recent demo. Like we've launched it for at least like 20 to 30 million customers now, and they've been using it. So it's a very powerful agent that we've launched. Now if you ask me if humans are indispensable, of course the brains behind all of this is engineers like us who are working on them. Again, if you ask me, will humans be indispensable in the future as well? I don't know the answer to that question. The answer to that question, if I say yes, would be too premature at this point in time. All I can say is AI is very good at enhancing the work that you do, and it will slowly get better and better as time goes. How better it will get? Because it's a robot, it's a computer at the end of the day, it can get infinitely better than us humans.
So
The problem with that is if AI is writing most of the code,
Yeah.
then what are we actually learning?
yes, sir. Regarding that, I have a question. So it's like, is there something that AI cannot do and still needs human intervention or supervision?
I mean, yes, AI is not 100% at this point in time, because even the code or the documents written by AI have to be proofread by some human at this point in time. Because again, AI is as good as the data that it is trained on, right? So you have domain specific AI agents. Like, for example, if you have AI that is supposed to be used in the health industry, you cannot use a general GPT model to actually get answers on relevant topics like DNA or something along those lines, or on legal cases, right? You need an AI agent to be trained on specific legal or health related information for it to spit out the right content. So at this point in time, AI is not good enough to replace humans, which is why we still have jobs, I guess. But AI will get better, as I said, because there are processes out there in the industry which will allow the model to be catered to a domain specific use case. So you can have a company upload all of its documentation and train the model based on that documentation, such that it can serve its internal like employees, basically. And you can have such AI models trained specifically on certain domains, which will do a great job in basically spitting out those domain specific queries.
As you mentioned, before you worked with Alexa Plus and Voice Mix, how was the journey with it?
Yeah, I think there were about 500 different teams co-located in 20 to 30 different countries that came together for over a course of like 18 months or so, to deliver Alexa. And that was such a surreal feeling. Like, once we and it was the first time that our CEO Panos did a live demo on stage. And whenever you do live demos, you always like shit in your pants, because you never know if things can go wrong on stage. And we've invited over 500 press reporters from various like magazines and news organizations to basically watch this live demo of an agentic version of Alexa. And yeah, and the live demo was successful, and we owned one of the critical pieces of the software, which is the conversational UI. And it was shown as the most important product in Alexa Plus's journey. So yeah, it was really exciting to see all of that come off without any issues live on stage. So I was really happy. So was my team, and that was actually one of the best days in 2025.
So moving back to your college era, why did you choose to pursue masters, and why specifically in the US?
So as I said in our informal chat, it was my mom's dream for me to go to US. So again, I don't know why this fascination at that time existed to go to US. Maybe because my neighbors' kids and their neighbors' kids probably went to US is what fascinated my mom that much. So one thing that I did relentlessly was to pursue my mother's dreams. So just a personal note, like I lost my mother when I was 16 years old, and ever since then my whole purpose was to make her happy and fulfill her dreams. So that is one of the reasons why I always wanted to pursue her dreams, which is to go to US and basically tell her that, hey, I'm here. So I just wanted to go there, study, and then see what life brings in store. So yeah, and I went there, and things turned out. So yeah.
I'm really sorry about your mother, sir, actually. Sir, one more question. So the whole journey was great, sir. And what about the shift from B.Tech in India to masters in abroad? How was it? Like, it comes with a lot of sacrifices. So how was it, sir?
Yes. So I mean, B.Tech in India was great because, again, I made very good friends here in engineering. Like these friends stay with me forever. Like I still talk to them, still have a great time. In fact, in my current visit to India, I still went and met them. Yeah, and now our families speak with each other as well. Like so yeah, so that bonding that I made in engineering lasted for a lifetime. But especially the education at my engineering college was great because again we focused on labs a lot in my engineering college, and that actually helped me because when I graduated out, I did know how to code, and I also did some internships in my bachelor's. So one thing that I would recommend any of you is to go get some practical industry experience, no matter what it takes. Honestly, if you ask me, we did not find any jobs in external companies when we were looking for internships. So what we did was we talked to our professor or our HOD at that time, who recommended us like, hey, I go to this homeopathic clinic every week, and they use an Excel sheet to basically enter any new patient that comes in. They have this huge Excel sheet of information, and just to open that Excel sheet, it's now like a gigabyte worth of data. Like they've been doing that for the last like 10-20 years, and they've been following that mundane process. And he asked, hey, why don't you go and automate that system and build a system for them such that they have a portal in which they can log in and then like register new patients and print out prescriptions, right? So we went talk to them, like this again, this is just practical experience. We went talk to them. This is actually what happens in the industry, right? You go talk to your customers, get these requirements, you translate those requirements into actual working software, which is again a design that you build out, and then you collaborate as a team. So we built out this system for them, which again, we were in our third year of our bachelor's, and then we built out that system for them, and they thoroughly loved it. So they had a team of 3 people who used to log into the system, register new patients, print out prescriptions, and see all of their information in an online portal. So just building out that system gave us that practical experience that we needed, which gave us a lot of confidence, like when we talk to companies, etc., because that is the experience that you need to go and sit in front of a interviewer, because if you just talk about your academics or curriculum, there is nothing differentiating you from the next person that is studying next to you, right? Okay, you might have gotten like 78% and he or she might have gotten 77%. What is the big deal? Like, nobody cares about scores or degrees these days. There has to be some differentiator between you and the next person, and that differentiator is either a certification or this industry experience or something that you have built that you can show off to an interviewer or a recruiter, right? So that is the practical experience that again we sought out for ourselves when we were in our bachelor's, and that is what I would recommend all of you to do. And that is a fundamental difference between studying here and studying abroad. So again, studying here, it's all academic, purely like people study for finishing their exams and graduating, whereas studying there is all practical, right? So again, in our masters, like after every couple of courses, you are given assignments, and these assignments count towards your end score or end GPA. So you're supposed to study after every couple of classes and finish your assignment, submit them on time. That'll help you finish off one course. And studying 3 or 4 courses is a huge deal. Like I mean, here we study like 6 or 7 courses in a semester. That is unheard of in US. So finishing 3 or 4 courses takes a lot out of a single person. So because you have to be on top of things every single week, and even if you fall out for a couple of weeks, then you fall behind in your assignments and grades, and that will affect your end grade. Education there is, I don't study just for my end exams. I study every week in, week out, and those assignments carry forward to your end grades. That's the difference.
So your CGPA of 3.7 is commendable. What are the strategies that you use to maintain this kind of academic excellence?
Three. Yeah. So don't look at it from an academic perspective only, right? Yes, doing well in academics is great, but what is the practical knowledge that I got out of it is more important. Again, if you ask me, do I remember anything from what I studied 10 years down the line? I still do remember some of the things that I studied, right? And that is what practical education does to you, because you use that education even after you graduate, right? Because it is practical, it's always registered in your mind. You're not by-hearting things and just spitting it out on an exam sheet. You've basically worked on certain projects that are always registered in your mind. So from a strategy perspective, I would say that in masters, again, as I said, the education is more practical and more assignment oriented. So focusing in on day-to-day classes, again, I wouldn't say that I have to study all the time 24/7, because there I was also working as a teaching assistant. So I used to spend 20 hours of my time like working as an assistant. And also I have to also spend my time on studying, and I also have to do some household chores, because in US you have to do everything by yourself. You have to cook, you have to wash your dishes, you have to wash your clothes, you have to do everything by yourself. So one such strategy is, don't feel that as a burden. Take as limited number of courses as possible. Like we used to take 3 courses a semester. So we finished our masters like in 2 years, me and my friends. So we did not get overburdened when we took like classes. And when we had assignments, we used to all work collaboratively to finish them, like talk to each other, basically on ideas and solutions. I think I don't have one strategy perspective. This is generally what I followed.
Yes, so that's great, sir. So did you work on any projects in your B.Tech or your masters?
Yeah, as I said, I worked on building this practical solution for a company, like for this clinic, which helped me build certain practical experience, and which helped me land certain jobs like after I graduated, although I did not take them. So I was placed in like 3 companies as soon as I graduated, but I decided to pursue my masters anyway. And then in my masters, right? Or after my masters, I was working for ETS, and obviously these FANG companies are these sort of sorted companies. FANG is Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google, right? So these are the most sought out companies that people want to work for in the US. And back then in 2016. Again, in order to gain practical experience, we started building out websites from scratch. I started doing that. So I wanted to know how we launch websites, how we build applications at scale. So I started exploring certain things that I could talk in my interview, and that really helped me when I went for my interview, because at Amazon's interview, like again, it's a very grueling process. In any of these FANG companies, you are expected to give at least 6 to 8 rounds of interviews. So you're given a technical assessment, then you're going through 2 rounds of phone screen, and then we have 4 rounds of on-site interview. So you have to go through 8 rounds of interview to land a job at Amazon. That was how hard it was. And for me to talk in these 8 different interviews about 8 different experiences, I need to have some content that distinguishes from every single interview. I can't keep going to every single interview and keep saying the same thing over and over again, because I need to give certain unique examples in each interview such that I have breadth of experience that I can show to the interviewer, right? And it required me not just to focus on my work that I was doing at that time, but also to showcase my other projects that I was working on my side, which is why even after you join a job, right, you just don't focus on your job. You always work on something on your side such that you have something that you can talk about. And that is what differentiates you from others. Just like how I said, you have to talk to your alumni and others to work on certain certifications and things, such that you can talk about them after you, during your interview process when you graduate, right? Just like that, even when you're working, you're supposed to like professionally grow yourself by working on these certifications, etc., such that you have things that you can talk about.
Yes, sir. So as you said about projects, so do you recommend first year B.Tech students to have projects in the beginning itself?
When you say projects, can you elaborate a little bit more?
Projects as in how we, like a minor project, like to start on what ideas you have, put it out and portray it to your teachers or anything like that.
I mean, you always start off with ideas, right? So discuss the scope of anything is again, if you are building off a project, don't start with a large problem statement. Try to break down the problem with a small idea. Like, hey, here is an idea that I have, right? And from that idea, like, try to break down that problem into much simpler problems. And because if you think of, hey, let's go build Facebook, I can't do that in like my first year, right? So when you try to have a large problem statement, it usually doesn't work out. You need to have a very concrete idea of what you want to do. So it all starts with, okay, here is something that I want to do, and you break it down into a very small problem statement that you want to solve, and then you go talk to your professors and talk to your other peers on what ideas you have.
Viewing your profile, we saw that you were into various clubs and societies. So did it help you in any manner in your career?
Honestly, forget about clubs and societies, but one thing I would recommend is try to have any hobby in life, like be it a sport, playing an instrument, because once you grow up in life, right, like okay, you go to job or you go to college 9 to 5, and after college, what do you do usually? Like, people wither away their time, like either like endlessly scrolling through Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. But instead, like, if you have a hobby, I used to play a lot of sport as a kid. So I used to play table tennis, cricket. I play badminton sometimes. Even now, as an adult, like, I go play table tennis over the weekend, or I go to the gym and work out like 5 days a week. So have some hobby in life so that you can fall back to that hobby whenever you have a pastime, like be it reading a book or do something. So I would say that build these hobbies so that you actually have something that you want to do with your pastime.
So anything about about career guidance? So how important is it to contribute towards side projects or open source to build a strong tech profile?
Yeah, it's very important. Actually, it is the key differentiator that keeps like the average Joe from a great engineer. And again, open source, side projects, whatever is your cup of tea, like, I would say go pursue it. And again, try to differentiate your profile from this person sitting next to you, because imagine this case, there are 10 lakh engineers graduating every year, and your academics alone will not land you a great job. So there has to be something differentiating from you from the next person, and that is what I would recommend. Yeah. I would say that it's not really hard to get into FANG companies. So again, it's a dream of many engineers to land jobs in FANG companies. You just have to know the process of how to land these jobs. Actually, I would say that don't pursue. Again, I would say. Well, if you ask me one single advice, I'm really having a hard time giving one single advice. So again, as I said, if you really want to land FANG jobs, it is not really very hard. There are a lot of blog posts out there that will help you land these amazing jobs in these amazing companies. And again, build your profiles such that the recruiters will notice you from these companies and you will land these jobs.
Yes, sir. That's great. It was an absolute pleasure having you on our show. Thank you so much, Mr. Sai Bharath.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
To our listeners, I hope you found this video informative and inspiring. Stay tuned for more such videos. Until next time, it's Akshaya signing off.